Hello, my name is TJ, and I'm one of the co-representatives of the Dramatists Guild, Pittsburgh Region. Welcome to In Their Own Voices Digital Edition, a partnership between City Theater and the Dramatists Guild, and a part of City Theater's Momentum Festival. With In Their Own Voices, playwrights from across Pittsburgh will be sharing with us a portion of their work, only we get to hear it straight from them. In this video, you will be hearing from Rob Zeller as he reads from his play, Redux. Rob Zeller's plays have been developed at Pittsburgh Public Theater, Pittsburgh Playhouse, Urban Stages, Playwrights Theater of New Jersey, Cincinnati Playhouse in the Park, The Lark, Playpen, New Harmony Project, Youngstown Playhouse, Memphis Playhouse on the Square, Carnegie Mellon, Wake Forest, and Youngstown State University. He is the co-author of The Chief, the most successful play in Pittsburgh Public Theater's history, published by University of Pittsburgh Press and made into a feature film. Other plays include Harry's Friendly Service and Mr. Wheeler's. Currently, he is developing Something to Live For, the Billy Strayhorn Story, The Red Cat, and Redux. Rob was the education director at Pittsburgh Public Theater for over 25 years. A bit about Rob's play. John and Chuck have not seen each other since completing their 2 tours of duty in the Vietnam War. During their time in country, they were subject to fierce combat and horrific atrocities. Their reunion brings many painful recollections and recriminations before they are finally able to craft a truce in this scene which occurs late in the play.
Hi, I'm Rob Zellers. I'm going to be reading an excerpt from my play Redux in this year's digital edition of In Their Own Voices. I have 2 characters. John is 66, Vietnam War vet, an assortment of health problems, has not done well. Chuck is 70, rugged, handsome, John's commanding officer during the war, carries a concealed gun, has seemingly done very well. Late night, empty beer cans, half-full bottle of whiskey, ashtray full of butts, an empty bag of chips. John, you make your pilgrimage? Chuck, yeah, I've been. You? No, I don't travel much. Chuck, I didn't want to go. We took the grandkids for a DC vacation. Somehow I ended up with the youngest. Molly was around 7 at the time. We walked over to the mall. Hundreds of tourists walking around, chattering, laughing. But the closer you get to that black scar, things get quiet. Raw grief coming out of the ground grabs you by the throat. Begin that descent, everything else goes away. Molly was a pain in the ass, tired, hot, thirsty, but as soon as we started in there, she clammed up, downright stoic. Of course, you're way down in there when you get to the late 60s, early 70s. Those columns must be 10 feet high there, but I wanted to find the guys. Say something. John, haven't been able. Can't bring myself. Chuck, I found them. They're all right there together. Stayed for a while, touched each one, snapped off a clean salute, took Molly's hand, and we moved on. You get the full range. Survivor's guilt going in, then panic, then the sorrow hits you. It's almost overwhelming. Finally, you notice there's people around you, veterans, families, maybe a draft dodger, someone who protested against the war. Everyone in there, side by side, paying their respects. You sort of lean on each other, looking at the names, all those names, those guys looking back at you. We come out, now the kid looks like she's going to keel over, face as red as the beet, took her right across the street to the Treasury building, dropped her in the fountain. You should go. It helps. John, we killed a lot of men. Chuck, more than most guys could ever. You still have dreams? Chuck, for a while there I was being stalked pretty much every night. Bullets ripping through arms and legs and shoulders. It's tough to confront. Have to remind yourself we killed people who were intent on killing us. You still buy into that? You know, all this negativity you do, it's unhealthy. Not to mention tiresome. John, so are your rationalizations. Chuck, maybe you should try it. God damn it, John, we served. That was that. And you're proud of that service? Cut the crap. Let's take a look. We have proper distance now. Chuck, not interested. John, come on. Let's. You really want to do this? All right. We should have, most likely, been more careful, smarter. Mistakes were made. There were enormous consequences. It's clear now in hindsight. That's the thing about hindsight. There, how's that? What is it you're looking for, John? What do you want? Relief? Some sort of relief? Seems like you're going about it in the wrong way. Self-loathing, playing the victim, that won't absolve you. John, I'm just trying to have a conversation. That's why I reached out to you, hoping you'd be someone who knew what I was talking about. Foolish. I was hoping you could maybe get me to safety one more time. Chuck, I do know what you're talking about. I just don't. I tried a lot of things. I went to the VFW, have a beer, play some pool, listen to everyone hate on the government, the unfairness of it all. I joined a Veterans Against the War group, heard the exact same stuff. I gave a speech at the Kiwanis Club. This is a good one. Had my notes prepared, standard bullshit. It was going well, and then someone raised their hand and asked me if I prayed out there. If being a Christian helped me through the tough moments on the battlefield. Hell no, I said. There's no place for that when you're napalming a village. John. Whoa. Yeah, probably should have thought that through a little better. My first and last speech in the luncheon circuit. I ended up sitting in a reclining chair for almost a year. I shaved my beard. Maybe I'd see a new me, or even the old me. Thought about a wife, children, maybe starting a business. Thought about a car, a big gas-guzzling station wagon, anything that would reconfigure my brain. No more life and death decisions. I've tried to make something. It's a little shaky at times, but it's serviceable. Keep a fresh roll of duct tape handy. Medicate when necessary. You gotta allow for some weakness, John. I venture back very carefully. And? I like to think our intentions were good, our values and our motives were correct. John. You like to think? Of course you'd like to think. Who wouldn't? You asked, motherfucker. Our intentions were good? Our values? The same values that left a wake of mayhem? I can hardly... Are you fucking crazy? I'm not going to apologize. My responsibilities were my mission and my men. Have you forgotten how bad those NVA Viet Cong were? Okay, we were bad. They were downright wicked. Fuck that fighting for their principles. They could never have been so staggeringly brutal to their own people if they had any principles. John, so tell me, when did genocide become one of our values? Genocide. That's what you're telling yourself now. John, yeah. Let's start with the children. Let's do that. The little girl running down the street screaming, skin falling off from the napalm, cluster bombs, scorched earth, babies in a ditch. Those values? Millions of civilians in the wrong place at the wrong time. Genocide by every definition. So that's how you get all this. You land on values and good intentions. No wonder I ain't got shit. I landed on genocide. Chuck, okay. This is how it goes? That's how you want it? Then you're headed down the exact right path. Keep going. You'll get exactly where you want to go. You're not here for help or direction. You want me to verify what a worthless, contemptible human being you are. You dumbass. You want that bullet. That's the relief you're looking for. Fine. You have my go-ahead. As a matter of fact, here. You want to borrow this? Chuck grabs the gun from his holster and puts it on the table. Go ahead. Take it. John glares at him. He picks up the gun. He studies it for a moment, cocks it and puts it to his head. He lowers it, opens the chamber, lets the bullets drop on the floor, and puts the gun back on the table. You're a bastard. Chuck, I am a bastard. I told you it wasn't easy. Choices made, they don't always fit. It was cowardice. I knew all along there were certain things I wouldn't be able to reconcile, so I didn't even try. What was I going to do? Tell all those families that their boys died for nothing, in vain? John, you're no coward, Chuck. We both know that. I didn't think so either. Now I'm not sure. Thank you.